Okay, welcome back. It's been 3 weeks or so since we've done the last video, and there's been a lot of procrastination about what we want to be doing, and we've decided to go with the coaching Halo content this time because we've sort of been teasing on it for a while, but we've not really got around to it. So we've got a game here today. So the bit of background for this game: this is a pre-mid 3. The average rank of the pre-mid is around Platinum 1, I think, and at the current time, or the current match here, the player that we're watching was actually Gold 6, and this was before the rank reset that happened halfway through Season 2 in Halo Infinite when the Forge Beta came out. And we're going to be watching a match that's on a live fire using the game mode Strongholds. So one of the first things you want to think of here is sort of how is this game going to kick off, and if you're familiar with live fire in any way, you will know that one of the teams will spawn sort of under tower on what we call canal. I'll put that on the screen now. And one of the teams will spawn in back garage or on A. And so usually what happens at the start of any of these games is that one of the teams spawning on A will push towards top mid or sandbags. And they may also push either towards bottom mid through the tunnel, or they can push through B door or big window door, or people call it many different things, but essentially it's the door in front of the player here. So I'm going to go through and we're going to watch the game, and I'm going to make comments as we go through. Now, because this is a gold game, obviously coming in sort of with the Onyx mindset, it's not going to be that helpful. So what we're going to try and focus on here are little things the player is doing to iterate sort of on behaviors to make them get better over time. The good news is this player's aim actually isn't that bad at all. So it's more going to be sort of macro decisions that are potentially holding the team back, should we say. And obviously when you've got a random player, it makes things more difficult and things like that. But anyways, 2 minutes ranting on. Let's get into watching this. So we're starting off the game, we're running up to B, and you can see that the other team's pushed, just as we said, and they've gone back B. Teammate dies on the back there, and we push up to see what's going on, pick up the kill, and then we start to cap B. Now when this happens straight away, you want to be thinking, where's that enemy going to respawn? So we're pushing up top mid for the sniper, knowing the enemy's capping C. It was quite a risky move there. The team could have spawned back up on the other side of dummies, which they actually did because they've just taken C. And they're moving up onto top mid. Good use of cover, not sure why there. Kind of wasting it. Now 2 teammates have just died there. So we know the enemy's there. It was that was like a good nade, a good zoning grenade, and your pincer movement there was really good. But we all do it. You fell for the classic repulsor. You shouldn't push B from that side, especially when you know there's an enemy in there. Your teammate did clean up, but you lost sniper and you died. So that's time you went on the field and a weapon lost. Let's see what happens here. So we're zoning nest, that's fine. Nice zone grenade. You can tell you're playing on mouse and keyboard. Flicking around so fast. The enemy team gets a flank off here. They take B, you spawn A, and I feel like we're sort of panic pushing back towards B here. When we could have taken A with the teammate, even though the teammate's already on it. We could have stood on A and maybe covered top mid for him. So I want to make a comment on that exchange there. So that guy, we just go back a little bit there. The guy there, he was reloading when he comes through the door. So if you watch, the guy's reloading. You can't shoot back. So I'm thinking either you've got auto clamber turned on, or your first which shafted you really badly here, or you're thinking the first port of call is to melee someone. You should have shot him twice because he can't respond. Whereas when he's reloading, he can melee you as well. So if you go for a melee fight against someone who's reloading, it's as if their gun's loaded because they can still hit you back. So you melee each other. He repulses you, disorients you, and he gets the shot. So just try that the other way around next time something like that happens. And there as well in the sound, you saw and heard 2 enemies on A, as well as your teammates dying on A. And then we sort of die and then we run back to A, even though we've got B and C. And you can see that's almost causing the spawns to flip, because now the enemy team was taking C from you there. And we end up dying. We could have gone to pillars there for safety. When you do die, what you do it sometimes in this match, but try to use the death gam to find information and give it to your teammates. It's a nice little cover. Good grenade. 2 guys here though. Gets 1. That's just unfortunate they spawn on that side. Sometimes when you die, it's all you have. The team has to do something. But you did call that when you died, which was really good. Ooh, you just got clipped as he went down to the bottom. That was another decent attempt. Again, I'm not being super critical of things like that. Okay, so we're moving round. We're rotating to A to help the team. Overshield's up. This is a good pincer move. Teammate dies. Yeah. That was good. Takes A. You've got A and B now. You want to control that side of the map. So we're pushing B knowing there's at least 1 enemy on it here. Ah, that auto clamber. I'm pretty sure you can jump on that ledge without clambering it. I think the clamber again shafted you pretty badly there. That's a weird cut. Good use of cover though. Ooh, the ego peak. Don't be jumping up when you one shot. If that guy was waiting for you, you were dead. Especially if he had better ping than you. Everyone knows how notorious Halo is for desync. Yeah, and then they push. I would have just backed off there. Maybe even jumped down. Right, so here, I'm going to pause the video because I've already watched this once, but here, right, 2 teammates have died. The map is at best here, it's a 4v2 because the kill feed hasn't said that anyone on the other team's died yet. So you're running into A blind into a potential 4v1 scenario here. I think, and what I'm getting from the comms here is that sometimes there's almost this sense of urgency and panic that's there all the time. And I think this is going to be a recurring theme in the video, is that it's okay to stop and slow down in Halo. It is a fast-paced game, but it's okay to slow down. And I think the right play here would have been to potentially hold back a little bit and maybe play this angle from the right a little. Just in case they did come out and you were marking them, because as you've pushed up, your teammates are going to spawn behind you on canal, so they'll have the sight line, so you can bait a fight absolutely, but you want to make sure you've got an escape. And from here, if they come mid, you're dead. If they come from B door, it's not looking great based on where you stood. So let's see what happens. Okay, so there's 2 of them. So as soon as there was 2 of them, you should have gone right. But your teammate was there to back you up, and because you pre-made, I'm assuming you from the comms you can see you communicated that to go together. So, not a swing and a miss, but it could have been executed better. It was a good idea. Do you see what I made you do there? So you just got a flip of the map here. We took A for C. That happens a lot in Strongholds. And we're going for the triple cap. Again, I'm going to pause the video. You can see it's happening already. Look at the bottom of the screen. C's being caught because your team has moved to A. I'll put this on the screen. I'll put like a video in and pause this. But essentially, in Halo, what happens is the map will always try to spawn you as far away from your opponents as possible. It might not feel like it does that, but it does. Even if it gets it a little wrong sometimes with sightlines. Because your whole team's pushed A, the game doesn't care that you have C. And so what's happening here is you're basically trading A for C. But the overshield's up. So, you know, because the overshield's up, you've just given up the high ground. You've just given up the high ground there to the other team, so they've got a better chance of getting the overshield. So you just want to be careful when you're going for triple caps. It's not always bad to go for triple caps, but it is a little bit of a disrespect to the other team, because if they can even remotely manage where they've come, like if they are even close to you in skill level, a triple cap most of the time, unless you have like a rocket launcher, will fail. You have to be vastly better than your team, than the other team at a macro level to do this reliably. And even in gold lobbies, I think it's quite hard to do it. So let's continue. So I'm going to try and make a point of every time you flip the map from here. I like how we're holding this angle for the team. This is good. This is really good. Just that guy from mid that got you. That was just the aftermath of them spawning C from earlier. But the angle was good, the thought process was good, and the cover was good. And you also called that out for your teammates as well, so that's fine. Going back to trying to cap A. This was quite clever, even though it seems quite simple. They were definitely distracted with your team pushing B here, and that guy dueled you and lost, and you got A, and then your team's taking B. Now here I agree with the triple cap because you've hard committed to this side of the map, so that means that they're going to take C. Fine, doesn't matter. We've got A and B, and we're holding the map now. You want to pull off C though because we flipped the map again. See, now they're spawning at A, so we need to commit to what we get. Strongholds isn't this just constant headless chicken race to get all 3 strongholds all the time. Just hold 2, you know, set up where you want to be on the map and just hold it. It's really important in Strongholds that you can do that, because if you think about it logically, the attacker's always at a disadvantage because they have to hold the zone to cap it. You literally have to just touch it. So you don't even have to stand in it. And this constant pushing of zones when it's not needed is very detrimental. Good cover, just got flanked. That's unfortunate. All your teammates are top mid. You're limiting the angles that you can have there. So the team probably should have wrapped around a little bit. A little crouching B. Okay, we know they're at C, so we're watching bridge. This is a dangerous place to be. This is an absolute nade hole, this. Yeah. So you've got to be careful. I tend to, if I know I'm with a teammate, I'll jump up there. Sometimes it works, but going back nest is risky. You'll just get absolutely bombed. And we know they're B, so we're pushing over. That's good. Good use of cover. So this part, I've got some notes on here. So good call out telling your team there's 2B. But because you said there was 2B, but you didn't say what they were doing, your team reacted as if they were stood on the zone. They just capped it. But your teammates weren't aware that you were getting pushed at nest. So here I probably would have said 2 on B, 1 pushing nest. And then your teammate that's just jumped down there, see underneath the bridge there? He would have known that that guy was there, and at the very worst you would have got a trade for it. Which is fine. Like, it's fine to die. It's just make sure you trade it, or you get the objective.
Sniper, 2 on sniper. 2 on sniper.
Oh, with the hood. I spawned B, so I'm gonna cap B. They're capping A, and the enemy has captured out. I'm gonna cap C then.
I think here, because this guy's got the heat wave, I think this would have been... So here, just nade the guy. Just bounce a nade in his face. Like, he's asking for it. He's literally stood behind a ledge. You want to get more comfortable bouncing nades off things. He's got... I always forget the name of it. I want to call it the scatter shot, but it's not that. It's Halo 4 brain. He's got the heat wave, so he wants to be closer to you so he can hit you better with the spread. I'm not assuming at this rank that people can reliably hit the full spread and 2-shot someone. But that dude was asking for a nade in his mouth. He was literally standing on the ramp. So when people do that, just bounce a nade off the ground and practice bouncing nades, because it's a skill that will save you so much. You get him anyway, but he was just asking for it.
Yeah, there's 1 mid right in front of you.
Yeah, 1 mid. Jesus Christ. 1 mid probably.
That was fine.
People from A is gonna rush up from, I think.
Left side, right side of garage if you're looking in from C side.
Oh, you're so jumpy. Chill out. Mindset. Just be relaxed. You're in control.
Going into B.
On B.
Pushing B.
Right, we're 30 seconds ahead of them.
You did call that though. 2 tunnels. Good call.
Sneaky and cap A.
Alright, I got over shield.
2 tunnels.
Right, so we've got A. They're capping C. I'm thinking at this point our teammates are C. They should push over to help you there. Okay, good. We calmed it. Okay, I'm just going to pause a little here. Look at the bottom of the screen. We're taking a gunfight and C's being capped by the enemy team. And we're capping A. The guy in front of you is not too much of a problem. Your team will probably clean him up because they're capping A, or they were trying to cap A. But from the game sense point of view here, because they're capping C, and it's 3/4 capped, and your gunfight's not over yet, it's likely they're going to push you from the bridge, and essentially that means you're wide open to just getting shot from the side, getting crossfired. So this is quite, I wouldn't say it's advanced, but it's more the idea of like being proactive rather than reactive. So I would have took this fight, but I probably would have taken this fight from the right-hand side of B because my team owns A, if that makes sense. Whereas if you're doing it on the left-hand side of B, that's like a no man's land because the other team owns C. And you want to think of maps like that way, like who owns which part of the map. And you'll find that Halo matches in general are just a constant exchange of map control because the time to kills are so long. I mean, that's sort of like games like Valorant, but like in Halo, it's not as much as you're holding your angles, but it's just your presence there because of grenades and stuff. It changes the dynamic of how parts of the map work. And plus, B's really open anyway because it can be shot from like 4 different places. So fighting here is risky. Yeah, we get killed from bridge. It is what it is. It's game sense. It develops over time. Just watch back over games and you'll just find it. You'll know angles that you can and can't stand in. But that side of B is very dangerous.
Mid. On S7 spawn.
Right, strafe needs a little work. I can't even use the controller analogy because you don't have a left stick. Okay, for some reason here we turned on the diamond BR. Like, what? How can we go from missing that guy to like doing a full strafe crouch run on someone? Why are we not like that all the time? That was awesome. Unlucky with the needler. Should have gone behind the box to stop the projectiles. That's the weakness of the needler is cover because he has to reload. And again, the crouch duel. Good. Practice it in academy. You can clearly do it. Just do it more. That's like the first time you've done it this game. Is it a confidence thing? Not sure. You clearly can do it.
On A. Pushing A with shield.
Okay, so they're capping A, we're capping C. Does he go? No, he stays back. And we commed it. That's really good. Oh, okay, we've got a triple cap here. What are we going to decide to do? So you got a teammate on C. Are we conceding A? We've all moved off it. Okay, they're spawning B. So again, we've got this map flip scenario. Probably giving up... It's arguable. Some teams like the A and C setup. But you weren't really ready for it. You should have just punched that guy there. As soon as you no-scoped him, you should have just punched him. It would have killed him. If you like the no-scopes, play some Octagon. Play some Octagon no-scopes only. It'll make a world of difference, promise. Nothing wrong with liking the old no-scope. Just caught there. Could have pulled back instead of pushing forward. I mean, I think this game's over at this point, but... I've had games where I've come back from this. Again, crouching. I mean, you just need to practice it. You need to get in some customs, set the bots on Spartan Strafe, put Deathless on, and just practice shooting them while you can't die. Put infinite ammo clip on. Because it's there. The makings of it are there. You'll improve a lot of ranks just from that. Good clean up. This is a bit messy. Okay, we're conceding C. And then that's it, we finished the game. Oh, no we don't. Cheeky. Alright, we finished the game. So, I mean, for a gold game, it was alright. I don't really have an issue with some of the things that you were doing there. I think that, I think the main things you can take away from this, something I want you to focus on as a player, is when you're taking, especially in Strongholds, when your team is taking a stronghold, are you flipping the map? Because if you are, but you know you are, and you've calculated if it's worth it or not, then it's fine. But sometimes I felt like we were flipping the map and we weren't really aware that we were doing it, and we weren't really calculating the pros and cons of when we decided to do it. And in some cases we got shafted because we did that. So we need to be thinking about, when we flip the map, is it worth flipping it? Because if it's not, just chill, just hold what you have. You'll win anyway. Like, why try to win a few seconds quicker when you can just, like, you know, you got the sniper rifle and stuff, just sit and just wait, you know, hold the angles. The BR dueling that you've shown, like, first half of the game was a bit iffy, but the second half of the game, the crouch strafing came out, and it's like that. I don't expect that from a gold player at all. In fact, with the average rank being about platinum 4-ish, I think, yeah, I wouldn't really expect someone to crouch strafe me until like diamond 1, or platinum 5 at least. I ain't been down in like the bottom plat for a while, but I would, other than when it was like reset the first time, but I would have thought that most people ain't doing the crouch strafe. So I think you should really capitalize on your mechanics, especially with you being on M&K as well. You are a little twitchy, so I think turning down the sense might be a good thing to do. Across other games as well. Pros tend to play on lower sensitivities anyway. So try lowering the sense a little bit. We're very twitchy, and I think it's going to help you sniper aim quite a lot. And maybe even your BR aim as well, because you don't have aim assist, like the controller players do, and most people who play Halo play on controller. So turn the sense down, get a bit more control, practice against bots in Academy. Firing range is okay, but practice in Octagon against friends, and practice in Academy with Deathless on. Put the Spartans, put the strafe on ODST or something like that, and just put Deathless and Infinite Ammo on, and just have at it for 10 minutes a day. You know, you don't have to spend hours on it. Just have at it for a bit, and you'll see an improvement in like a week or so. So, that's the end of that review for that game, really. So, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope these types of videos are popular. I hope that the Halo content especially is something I feel very confident that I'm able to coach on, as opposed to other games like Valorant, if you watch that other series where we got to Silver 2 in like a month. Don't feel like I'm quite there with that. But yeah, so this has been VoD Esports. I hope you enjoyed this coaching video. Give us a like, give us a comment if you would like to see more or not. And this has been Vanadam, and I'll see you in the next one. See you later.